Hey guys, it's Mr. Baldino back here again for another video for you to get you guys up and moving since we're stuck in our houses. I am down here in my basement in some comfy clothes to show you a little bit about mobility. This is going to be a few moves a routine that I do on a normal basis just to get my hips, my knees, my ankles, and even my shoulders to have better mobility, to have better ability to move them around. Okay, so what mobility is, a lot of people think it's flexibility, and they're two separate things. Flexibility has to do with the muscle actually being able to lengthen and then go back to normal, so that this way your joints get full range of motion. Okay, mobility is a little bit more than that. It actually allows you to get better functioning out of your muscles. And your skeleton to move more synergistically. So the muscles that are used to working together can work together so that you can move much easier and more functionally. Okay, so as we go through some of these moves, some of you may have trouble doing, and that's okay. So what I'm asking is not that you push yourself too hard, but just move through the movement as best you can. You may have to grab a chair, maybe something that you can put your weight on to support you so that you're not hurting yourselves. Again, do this the best you can, and this is not a lot of movement, but it's more so for your body to be able to function better. Okay, so we're going to go through 5 moves. I'm going to go through one at a time, and then you guys can do these for a little bit, and I'll explain how it works. Okay, so the first one, what we are going to do is a deep squat. Now, I'm actually already in the squat, but there's a couple things that I want you to make aware of. Okay, so the first one is that your feet have to be flat on the ground. Okay, if you have trouble getting there and your heels are off the ground, you need to work on your ankle mobility. That means you don't have a lot of movement within your ankle joint. Okay, so you need to really work on that. Okay, so I'll show you from the front what it looks like. You're going to be in a deep squat like this. Okay, butt as far down as you can. You can have a little bit of rounding in your back. That's perfectly okay. We're not lifting any heavy weight, so you'll be all right. Okay, the next part of this, what you're going to do is you're going to take your elbows, push them into the sides, the insides of your thighs, and you're going to push all the way as far as you can. Now, hoping that you can actually get to where your hands are in a 90-degree angle with your wrist. Okay, there's my math for today. And you're going to push out. You should feel an opening in your groin area. Some of you may actually even feel this on the outside of the hips, and that's good. Now, the other thing you can do is you can rock on all these movements nice and easy. We're not going to go real super fast, okay? And you're only going to do this for maybe 10 to 15 seconds per movement. If you want to spend more time on it, that's great, but you don't need any more than that, okay? Especially a lot of you probably haven't even practiced a lot of mobility, so you may have to take your time and ease into them, okay? So that's the first one. The next one is a lunge, okay? So as we lunge back, you're going to put one leg forward, okay? The other leg, you're going to be on your knee, all right? So as you're going to do this, you're going to take both of your hands. Try to go inside that front leg, okay? So that your hands are flat on the ground. Now, for some of you, just getting down here is going to be a challenge. So maybe, my kids have their Legos here. So maybe I take a box or something and put it in front of me, and I can put my weight on that so that this way I'm getting the movement, but I'm not getting to the point where it hurts too much that I can't continue. Okay, so you can use something that you have around your house to do that. So as you're doing this, again, you can take your elbow or your shoulder and just rock to the outside. Now you should feel opening in your hip. Again, mostly your groin. Some of you again are going to feel it on the outside of your hip, which is okay as well. Okay, so same thing, about 10 to 15 seconds on one side, switch and go to the other. Okay, same thing. Some of you actually too, if you lean forward a little bit, you'll even feel a stretch in your hip flexor, which is also a great thing, because when we sit down all day long, they fire all the time, and sometimes they get really tight, which can cause other problems. Okay, the next one we're going to work on is a hamstring stretch. So you're going right from that lunge, whatever leg is your forward leg, and you are going to make it straight, point that toe up towards the ceiling, and you're just going to lean forward. Okay, again, you can rock in this one nice and gently. You don't have to move really quickly. The pace I'm kind of going at is pretty good for me right now. Okay, and then you switch to the other side. Same thing, nice and easy. Now, if some of you guys have trouble getting down on the ground to do these, you can do them seated on a couch. Okay, you just have to kind of modify how you're doing them. So that this way you're not overly pushing yourself to get through them. Okay. The next one is actually a yoga move. It's called pigeon. So for this one, Whatever leg you want to do with, I'm actually going to use my right leg. I'm going to point that knee forward and get my other leg back behind me. Okay, so it looks like this, my other leg back behind me. And I'm going to sit on that front foot. Now, for some of you, this is going to be difficult to get into. Do the best you can with it. I'll show you a version where you can stand. You can still do it seated. I can show you that version as well. And all you're going to do again is rock forward, trying to keep your chest up and lean forward. Okay, again, this one you're really going to feel on the outside of your glute. So standing, what you would do is pick one leg up, make sure you have your balance. If you need to hold on to something, you can. Take your hands and pull both your knee and your ankle up towards your chest. Okay, and this will get that stretch in that glute that you're pulling on. Okay, if you wish, you could do this seated. I'm gonna grab a chair here. Okay, you can do this as well. Sitting down, take that same leg, bring it up, and pull towards your chest. Okay, now for this, for a good chunk of you, this might be the best way to do it, especially if you don't have balance. Okay, so the last one we are going to do is for your shoulders, and this one's probably the most simple one that we're doing. All right, so what you're going to do is take your hands, put them behind your back. If you guys have had me in class, you've probably seen this more than you choose to. You're going to pull your, pinch your hands together, squeeze. You're going to drop your shoulders down, roll them backwards, so it's down and backwards, and then you're going to look up. Okay. Now, what this one does, it creates mobility in your chest and your shoulders. Okay. And again, you can rock into this back and forth. This one really helps because most of what we do all the time is look at stuff that's either directly in front of us or down in front of us. So it makes all of these neck muscles and all these chest muscles really tight because we're always rounded looking in front of us. Okay. Especially with all the homework you guys have been doing at home on the computer, you probably have a lot of that going on. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Good luck with everything that's going on, and everybody be safe.